Alright, YouTube, what's up? Brody here. Here we go with the original old school Buck 119. This was back in, especially through the 70s and 80s, man, and whatever, but it was definitely the hunting knife to have. If you were a deer hunter and you were hunting, you wanted to have this on your side. You know, you were going to be the cool one cleaning your deer with this knife. I'm telling you. Yeah, these were super sharp back in the day. This one was given to me, again, by my neighbor. He just came over and said, I ain't doing nothing with all these knives, and gave me a bunch of knives. You know, what can I say? Good neighbor. That probably looks 3/16 thick. These are 420 high carbon steel. That's a synthetic, black synthetic phenolic handle. And of course you got your stainless steel end cap on there and your hilt clip point. Not much of a finger choil. We'll call it a fuller. Some want to call it a blood groove, which no such thing. It's a fuller. And it's got the traditional, leather sheath, you know. I do like my buck knives. I have several buck 110s. You know, the buck that got me started with buck back in the day. Probably the early 80s, maybe late 70s. The buck 110 was my first one. Not my first knife, so first one was a Swiss Army knife executive. I was really little then, but anyway, I like the buck knives. Of course, I have a Buckmaster, a very special one too at that. Not just any one. And then I have a Buck Field Made. I have several custom Buck 110s. Regular old Buck 110. But yeah, Buck is Buck, man, right? So anyway, I don't know if you guys are going to the Blade Show, but here I am talking about that again. I'm going to see you guys there if you're going to be there. If you're not, I'll get you some video. Plan on coming back with lots of it. So there's that, man. So until next knife, peace out.